Hey everyone, and welcome to Parade's Pop Kitchen. I'm Susie Bulloch from Hey Grill Hey, and today I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for making a beautiful steak on your grill, because that's my whole goal. I want to help you make better barbecues so you can feed the people you love and become a backyard barbecue hero. Today we're doing that with my cilantro lime chili grilled flank steak tacos. Let's get started. In my family, I don't think it's a Tuesday unless we're having tacos, and I think the tacos that I'm most known for with my kids and my nieces and nephews and the neighborhood children that show up at our house every Tuesday night are my steak tacos. And I love these steak tacos because the marinade is super simple to put together, and the meat that you use is actually pretty versatile as well. We're gonna be using a flank steak today, which I think is the perfect steak for tacos because it slices really thin, it grills up to a beautiful medium rare, but you could also use flap steak, you could use skirt steak, any thin, quick grilling cut of beef works beautifully for these tacos. Let's make the marinade. Into a blender jar, we're just gonna add 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, a 1/4 cup of fresh cilantro leaves. You can exactly measure this. Sometimes when I'm cooking, I like to eyeball. A 1/4 cup of fresh lime juice. This is about the juice of 2 limes.
Smile.
2 cloves of garlic. And then our spice blend. We have 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of Mexican oregano, and a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. It's gonna kind of give us that classic taco seasoning flavor with just a little bit of heat. Pop the lid on and blend it until it's nice and smooth and everything's combined. Perfect. I've got my flank steak in a 9x13 container with these raised edges to kind of keep all the marinade right against the meat. You could also do this step in a gallon zip top bag. You just want to be able to keep that marinade tight against the meat and get rid of any excess air so that it really coats the outside, gives it a beautiful flavor. I just flip it a couple times in the pan to make sure both sides get coated with the marinade. This should make just enough marinade for 1 2.5 pound flank steak. And just cover it up with some plastic wrap, press out any excess air. And if you need to, you can actually weigh the marinade down with a plate or a couple of bowls to just keep that marinade nice and tight against the meat. Pop this into your refrigerator. You want it to be in the fridge for at least 8 hours. You can also leave it overnight for a little extra flavor. And then it's ready to grill. All right, my friends, I am back. This one has been in the refrigerator for 8 hours, which means it is time for us to grill. Now, this cooking process goes very quickly. It's only gonna take about 12 to 15 minutes. So I like to have all of my taco toppings ready to go before I start grilling. That way I'm not rushing to get stuff ready as I'm pulling the meat off of the grill. I'm gonna be cooking this on my gas grill today. I'm preheating it to about 450 degrees Fahrenheit, but this works beautifully on a charcoal grill if that's what you're working with. It also works on a grill pan inside or even under your broiler. Super versatile. All you're looking for is really high, hot, direct heat, so we get a nice, flavorful crust on the outside of our flank steak. We're just gonna use tongs to lift up our flank steak, let any of the excess marinade drip away, and then place this directly on your hot grill grates. We're gonna let this flank steak cook for 2 to 3 minutes before we flip it to the other side, and then we're gonna continue flipping every couple of minutes until the internal temperature of this steak reads 130 degrees Fahrenheit. That gives us a nice, rosy, medium rare You can take it up to 135, 140 if you like a slightly more medium steak. One thing with flank steak that I don't recommend is cooking it anywhere above medium, that 140 to 145 degrees. It'll be a little bit too tough and it won't be very juicy. I do like having a instant read meat thermometer handy when I'm cooking steak on the grill, because that way I don't have to guess if it's medium rare. I don't have to go exactly by the time or the temperature on the grill. I can use the temperature inside the meat itself to tell me when it's done. We're right at 135, which is exactly medium rare, where I want our flank steak to be. So I'm gonna pull it off the grill, let it rest for the next few minutes. And while this rests, I'm actually going to cook my corn tortilla shells on the preheated grill so they get nice and pliable and some good, you know, charred grill flavor. These are good. They only take like 30 to 60 seconds. Set them aside, and it's time to slice our flank steak. Now, one of the reasons that I think flank steak is so perfect for tacos is because it's already an incredibly flavorful cut of meat. This comes from the abdomen of the cow, which means it's used quite a bit. And these heavy muscles generally mean really, really, really flavorful meat. It does require a little bit of care though. The high heat grilling helps, and then also we're gonna slice this against the grain, and that's gonna give us a nice tender piece of beef. You'll see that the grain is running in these long lines across the top of the flank steak. When we cut across the grain, we're gonna shorten those long lines so that every bite is really tender and not chewy or stringy at all. Now, if you're not into tacos, which I don't completely understand, but you know, it's a personal choice, you could leave these flank steak strips nice and long, put them on top of rice and beans, put them in a steak salad. They would be absolutely delicious. But because we're putting these in tacos, I'm actually gonna cut them one more time. I'm gonna turn and cut 90 degrees until we have these nice little bite-sized pieces of steak that are perfect for taco filling. That looks beautiful. And because I'm the one out here cooking, that means I get to take the first bite. So I'm gonna take some of my flank steak, load it into my little corn tortilla. You can also use flour here. Top it with some fresh chopped onion, a little fresh cilantro. We're gonna keep the toppings pretty simple because we want this steak to shine. You could also do some avocado or some pico de gallo or your favorite hot sauce in here. I'm just gonna finish with a squeeze of lime. And even the toppings are reinforcing the flavors that we put into the marinade for this taco. Look at that guy. That might just be the perfect steak taco bite. That's awesome. I took a really big bite. That's good. That is perfect. The steak itself is incredibly tender. It tastes rich and beefy, but you're also getting the bright flavors in the marinade, the cilantro, the lime, and then it comes through with those savory and spicy notes from the salt and the chili and the cayenne pepper. It's simple, it's beautiful, it's delicious, it's incredibly versatile. My family absolutely loves this one. I hope you guys get to try this recipe for yourself and you're one step closer to becoming that backyard barbecue hero and mastering the grill. You guys need to subscribe to Parade's channel for more videos like this one, or head over to Hey Grill Hey if you want to see more grilling and barbecue recipes. If you guys cook this, snap a photo, post it on Instagram, and hashtag or tag me. That way I'll be able to see it and celebrate your grilling success with you. Catch you guys next time.